Hey guys, this is Cam from BusybodyVisa.com. When I was a former fraud prevention specialist, I used to have usually between 5 to 10 minutes per case to process to determine whether or not there was something fraudulent. So when you submit your K-1 or CR1 visa application, it's really important that you are thorough, you have everything you need, but you don't have too much. So in this video, I'm going to talk about 5 reasons why K-1 visas are often denied. So these are in no particular order, but I really think you want to stay tuned to the last one because it's a big reason that a lot of people don't think about. The first reason is insufficient income. Every embassy actually, believe it or not, has a little bit of autonomy on how they process visas because they need to meet the needs of the specific area. Well, the embassy that I work with in Manila, they're very strict on the income requirement. They do not allow co-sponsors for K-1 visas, even though the law says that they can. And it's just because they were getting too many people that would marry a woman in the Philippines, bring her back, and he doesn't have enough income and he become a public charge. And it was just too difficult to go after the co-sponsors. So they are very strict on that. The minimum income requirement is $21,450 per year. And honestly, it's going to be tough to support someone if you don't make that kind of money. Okay, number 2 is a big one, and it happens a lot. I don't know why people think they can get away with this, but I keep seeing it over and over and over again. And that is fake annulment papers.
It's a fake.
Or fake documents in general. Yes, they do check. And that is one of the big things I understand because it's very difficult to get an annulment in the Philippines. They do check. That is part of the process. They will call the PSA. They will call the LGU where you live. They really do check this out. And please don't do this because if you get busted having a fake annulment paper, you could be banned from ever filing for a visa for the United States for 10 years or even at all. Okay, number 3. Only evidence is evidence. Faith is not evidence. Feeling something in your heart is not evidence. When you are applying for a visa for the United States, they need bona fide, hard evidence that the relationship is bona fide, which is Latin for legit. You've got to show that you guys have a history together, that you guys are intending to really build a life together. So, for example, if you've only been chatting online for 2 weeks and you're already petitioning for marriage and you've only got a couple pictures together, that's just not going to fly. What they're looking for, or for example, like a story, your evidence needs to tell a story. So, for example, we met on September 12th, 2021. I met her. This is me and her family. This is us going to Palawan. This is us going to Manila. You're showing how your relationship is building. You went to church together. She's tried to integrate you into her life. That's what they're looking for when you're with your evidence. If you just snap some pictures at the airport and say, oh yeah, okay, we met in person. Yeah, you met the minimum requirement, but you're going to have a more difficult time showing that the relationship is bona fide as opposed to just getting a green card. Okay, number 4, taking too many bites at the apple. What does that mean? I had a lady, she had been denied a tourist visa 3 times, and then she found the guy online and was sponsoring her for a K-1 visa. That is a huge red flag for the consular officer because they know, okay, she's been trying to get to the United States. That's her goal, but she's been denied. So now all of a sudden she's with this guy double her age. So now she's trying to get a K-1 visa. So it's not impossible in that situation. We were able to help her to get a visa or help the couple get a visa, but you just really got to show that you are a legitimate relationship. And that's the thing about following all these tips on social media. A lot of them are correct, but they're general. Each case is a little bit different. And so that's why it's important to increase your chances of being approved by having someone who is experienced who can do it for you. Of course, you can do it yourself, but why not protect your investment? Because if you get denied, you're going to waste a year of your time and you don't get your money back. Okay, and number 4 is not being honest about the criminal record. If you got busted even 20 years ago from lifting something from Walmart, you need to be honest about it. You need to make sure you disclose that because, again, they do check. When I was a fraud prevention specialist, when I was reviewing cases, one of the things I would look for is inconsistency. So, okay, yeah, he got busted 20 years ago, but he didn't say that. What else is he lying about? So it just raises that level of suspicion. So it's better to be open and honest about your criminal record. When you have your documents authenticated, it'll say what's on there. And honestly, you're getting busted for lifting something from Walmart when you're 18 and you're 45. I don't see that stopping you from getting a visa. It just might cause a little bit of scrutiny because, unfortunately, criminal behavior begets criminal behavior. So that's why we would need to show that, you've been clean, you did something stupid when you were young, but you've been clean ever since. And so we have to tell a story about what you've been doing since then. Okay, this is the 5th and final, and it is the most important one. And that is poor interview performance. Listen to me. A year's worth of work could go down the drain in 3 minutes if the interview doesn't go well. It is extremely important that you interview well. Now, as part of my service, we coach people on how to interview well. I'm going to make a video about it soon. But you need to know what to say, how to say it more importantly. Because here's the thing. The consular officer, they're interviewing anywhere from 100 to 150 people per day. He doesn't have time to sit there and sift through your records and make sure and verify. No, it doesn't work that way. It's basically like an assembly line. Next, in, out, come on. He's got to keep the line moving. That's his job. And it's actually a low-level job, by the way. It's something that you kind of have to endure when you first do the foreign service before you get promoted to a higher level position. So a lot of them are not even that enthusiastic about that job anyway. And there's no skin off their back if they deny you. So that is why it's really important that the interview is done well. One tip to make sure you do the interview well is to not give short answers. Try to tell a story. So when he asks you, how did you guys meet? Don't just say, we met online. No, you could say, we met on Filipino Cupid. At first, I wasn't that sure because a lot of the guys are not serious, but I liked that he seemed very serious about me. He didn't ask me for any dirty pictures. We started talking. We realized that we had the same values as Christians, something like that. And that is going to help you a lot more than just giving short, curt answers like we met online. All right, well, I hope that this helps you. If you are interested in getting your visa done or having a mock interview session from a former fraud prevention specialist, go ahead and click that link below. If not, I hope the video was helpful. You have a good night and God bless.